opening up. The reason was that this, if you see, the intercept is on over here. Okay, so this was on. So what is happening is that any request that is going out from the web browser, it is first kind of stopped over here. And the thing is that we need to first do intercept off, and then if you see, the traffic will be kind of going back and forth. So if we now go to the bug documentation, let me just go to that. So if I will search here for Swiggle, so let me just do that, and let's search for that in the Google. And now if you see, the traffic is going back and forth. Okay, so the reason why the Chromium browser was not loading up the website, the only reason was that the intercept was on in that browser too. Okay, so now let's go over here, and so what we'll do is we'll go over here. Let me just quickly open that up. So now if you go into the over here, the target. So here you see that, okay, I am visiting google.com. Okay, so all the website that I am visiting, it's kind of recorded, it's getting recorded over here. So if you go to the target section of the browser, if you are kind of following up on the lab, thing is that if you go to the target section, you will see like all the websites that this browser, the Chromium browser, is kind of visiting. So let me just quickly do one thing. Let me just quickly close this out. Space 2. So if I go to one of the tab, and if you see, like now it's very, very easy to kind of understand what the kind of requests that went out from my browser to the web server. Okay, so over here in the ports figure, if you see, what I have done is like there are a lot of websites that were visited by my web browser. Okay, so for an example, if you see over here, it is an HTTPS website. So it's not an HTTP website, but then also what we are seeing is we are seeing all the details in an decrypted format over here in the browser too. Okay, I hope guys you are kind of following upon and you're not facing any issue about what I'm trying to explain over here. Okay, if you are facing any issues, kind of feel free to kind of interrupt me. Okay, so then I will kind of reevaluate how to kind of make you guys understand that in more easier terms. Okay, so what we are doing is, what we're seeing over here is that the browser has visited the website portswigger.net, and it was an HTTPS website. It was not an HTTP. Okay, but then also, even though that is an encrypted website, what we are seeing is that the thing is that we are seeing that it is in decrypted format. We are able to see the traffic in decrypted format. Okay, now if you see, let's pick up on one of the header. So now if you see in the request header, so there are two sections over here. One is request and one is response. Okay, so in the request, these are the details that were sent out by my web browser to the web server, and this is the detail that was received by my browser from the web server. Okay, this is something which was sent out by the server, and this is something which was sent out by my own system. Okay, and if you see that there are a lot of headers over here, like referrer, then accept encoding, accept language, and a lot of other things. So what we will do is that we will go through one by one, and we'll try to kind of understand what all these headers mean. And before going that, I want to know, guys, can you kind of let me know how this browser tool was able to kind of decrypt the traffic over here, the HTTPS traffic, and able to showcase that to us? How that happened? Any idea?
Yes, sir. Hello, am I audible?
Yes. Yeah, please go on. Yeah.
So actually, this burp suite, it works just like a proxy. So for example, it will stand between the web browser and the web server. So when we are sending a request out to the web server, it will intercept that request. before it passes to the web server. So when we turn on the intercept button, it will intercept the request, and only if when we are going to forward, only then it will forward. So it is intercepting the request before it goes to the web browser, so that we can have a look at what is going, what traffic is going over to the web server, and we can also do the modification and send it to the web server.
Okay, so thing is that like Wireshark, the tool that I'm using, is also intercepting the traffic. But if you see, like if we, whenever we visit a HTTPS website, we are not able to see these all details, right? Like for example, the things in different format. So what's the difference? Why Bubsu tool is able to do that? Like Wireshark is also an interceptor tool. It is also seeing the traffic going from the browser towards the web server. But what's the reason
So
that? Yeah, go on.
So actually, Burps is a web application pen testing tool. So maybe it is focusing more on the web application part. That is the reason, because Wireshark is mostly used for the network based like forensic analysis. So Burp should focus more on the web application. So maybe that may be the reason, like it is giving us more details, because it is more focused on web application pen testing.
So yeah, so that's a little bit correct, guys. Thing is that, but yeah, so there's one specific reason. There's one other specific. So the thing is that you can also achieve that using Wireshark. You can also read those details using Wireshark too. So that's one, that feature is already there in the Wireshark. But thing is that we have not activated that feature. We have not seen that feature right now. But there is one specific thing. It is related to the certificates. Okay. So thing is that what we will do is that we will learn that how that certificates, what that certificate is, by which it is enabling the Pursuit tool to read the traffic in kind of decrypted format, and how if you can also, so thing is that we can also achieve that using Wireshark too. So Wireshark also has that feature actually. Okay, and so we'll look at more about that details in the HTTPS part. Like so what we will do is that right now, let's say we are using the browser that has been kind of this already configured with the all the settings. Okay, but what we'll do is that rather than using that tool, we will be kind of setting up our Firefox browser, and with all the manuals, we'll do the manual setting of that Firefox browser one by one, and you guys can also follow up on that when I will be doing the lab. And thing is that we'll see that how we can configure any browser to kind of, let's say, if we want that the traffic would be intercepted by the Bubsu tool. Or later, maybe if we get a chance, we can also kind of just have a look at like how we can do that in the Wireshark tool. Okay, so both the tool can do that for you. Okay, so actually it's much better doing that in certain sense from the Wireshark. The reason is that thing is that if there's a malware, let's say if there's a malware in the system that is kind of communicating over, let's say, different let's say over a website. Let's say it is just, let's say, communicating over port 443. It is trying to communicate over HTTP URL over HTTPS. Okay, in that case, actually, I'm pretty sure you won't be able to see that traffic in the Bubsu tool. Okay, but you will be only able to see that traffic in the Wireshark tool. Okay, so the Wireshark tool is much better. It's much better actually in kind of figuring out what traffic is going back and forth. And there is one more tool I'll be kind of discussing later. It's actually much even much better than the Wireshark tool. So I will be kind of discussing that. Okay, but thing is that if there's a malware, let's say it is communicating over port 99999, okay, to its city URL, you can't see those traffic in the Bubsu tool. Okay, it is only focusing on the what do you say, the website part, like basically the HTTPS and HTTP, the port 443 and port 80. Okay, but those traffic, if you want to see those, you will only be able to see in the Wireshark. So the Wireshark will be able to cover everything for you. It will be able to cover everything like port 443, all the ports. But here the Bubsu tool will only be kind of what you say, focusing on 443 and port 80. Okay, so Wireshark tool is much better, but the only thing is a little bit kind of complicated to kind of utilize. Okay, but if we are just focusing, as you told that Bubsu tool is only focusing on the website part, so you're actually correct. So if we are only so if our scenario is just we are focusing about the HTTPS and HTTP, And if you're trying to understand more about like what traffic is going back and forth, so in that case, it's much better